Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. I hope everyone is doing well. All right, so we are going to go hop in one of these ships here and go get some materials. All right, so, shall we take the red one or shall we take the silver one? Any suggestions from chat? Red or silver? All right, well, I guess we'll take the red one. We're gonna go to the to our local shipwreck spot and get some salvage. All right, go ahead and autopilot. Hope everyone's doing well today. So we're just kind of waiting for it to get to where it's going. It's pretty much gonna be probably a 10-minute ride. So I'm currently paying attention to the comments. Should anyone want to speak? I also have the comments here on my screen, so I'll probably be able to respond to you live. Assuming I'm not hyper fixated on something. So that's gonna take a few minutes. So, anyone play any interesting games lately? I recently just picked up Armored Core 6, and I'm only a little bit just starting out, but I'm having fun with it so far. Anywho's, if anyone has any suggestions or anything of that matter for this game or any other game, feel free to put in the comments. Bear with me a moment. I have a phone call. Okay, I'm back. And unlike the other day, I remembered to unmute the microphone after I was done. We're still a good bits away. We might make a stop at the purple plant on the way home to get some water. We're a little low on that. Having that around is never a bad thing to have. Hello and welcome to the stream for anyone just joining us. The reason we're going so slow right now is because we're in that gravity well of that gas giant. It takes a mighty toll on the old light cruise engines, as you can see. So, if you happen to play this game, is there any particular features or additions you're hoping that Deb will add? Feel free to let me know in the chat or the comments if you're seeing this after the fact. Just because it's not live no more doesn't mean I'm not going to read your comments. I love getting comments, so feel free. Whether it be statements, questions, or tips, whatever you have to say, I'm willing to listen or read, more accurately. Alright, so we're just kind of chilling right now. At least we got up to speed now, it seems. That there is the little purple planet. It has water. It's not quite a moon. Apparently, moons in this game don't have water. I found that out the hard way when I tried to build a fuel production on my home moon, and found out there was no water core. So unfortunately, we have to go. We have to outsource fuel. It is what it is, though. It's no big deal. Just about there. So, what do y'all think of a weekly live stream on Saturdays? That could be fun. That way, if I don't have the energy to make a video, which I'll be real with y'all, I have motivational problems. But live streaming is a little easier than making a video because you don't have to edit it, and it's fun because you get to actually live chat with fans. It's great. That's my favorite aspect of it. Oh, we're here. All right, let's go find us a big old meaty chunk. That one looks yummy. Let's start off with the small one, actually. All right. Yep. Fine bean. How much space do we got in here? We have like 60,000 or so units to store scrap, plus our inventory, so we should be good on that front. All right. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna stream here today, but that is a lot better. I like that UI much better. That's a lot nicer. Last time we were out here in the mining in the scrap fields, it was during a recording, and it did this lovely. It was being very hard to see because of the way that it was before. It used to be like a little gray line, but now that little square is much nicer, much better. That's a nice big tasty chunk right there. I'm gonna park it right here. All right. No, could give us a good chunk of resource. I'm gonna try and fill that fucking cargo bay all the way up. That'd be we won't have to come back here for a bit. Alright, and here comes the young. Got this chunk too while we're right here. Yeah, I can't get over how much better this UI is. It's so nicer. It's so much easier to see. I used to have to finagle it to where the bar would show up all over a wider part just so I could see it. Now we don't have to do that, which is great. I'm going to deposit this into the cargo hold. Where's our where's our scrap? There we go. Literally. Alright, we're just about there. I'm sorry if you're watching this after the stream right now, because normally I'd be chatting with viewers if there were any. But I hope if you're watching this even after the fact, it's still entertaining to you. Alright, just breaking away. After this one, we're going to get a little bit of oxygen inside the ship because we're running low. That's what that purple meter is, by the way, if you didn't know. If I really want to suffocate, take off my helmet. See, look. Apparently, I can hold my breath and keep my lungs in my body in this space. Because if you don't know this, if you one of the fun things about having a helmet in space is if you exhale, you'll still die, but you'll die a lot nicer than you would if you tried to hold your breath, because the space would essentially turn your innards into outers. That's fun, huh? you go. Maybe one of these days we'll redesign the mining ship because it's a cool little ship, but it just doesn't do the job as well as I would hope it did. I think I'm going to upscale it and make it a salvage miner. And we need to shut the door. Put crap in there. There we go. If we take off our helmet in here, we'll get oxygen much quicker. Works same both ways. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Just going around and doing some space for now. Alright. Do you mind in this part? This one's taking quite a minute. Alright, we got time, don't we? Tasty. Yeah. Nice. Let's continue mining this hunk of debris. There we are. That chunk is mine. Let's go to the next. More scrap. Bruh. This one's a bit of a meaty chunk right here. If you mine near that one, we can start working on that one too. See? Hey, welcome. How are you doing today? Indeed, we are doing the space salvage. I think that's all she wrote for that chunk. Good to hear. Go find us another chunk. That one looks pretty tasty. Glad to see you're back. How's your ship coming along? Cruiser. That's great to hear. You still working on the shape, or you work on internal systems first? That's good. I usually like to do internal systems first, but I have been known to do shell first too sometimes. And what might that be? Is it going to be a functional thing or for purely for aesthetic? Or a little of both? Oh, that's cool. That sounds pretty sick. I've seen some stuff like that on the workshop. That looks like a nice meaty chunk. Did it not function properly, or just a preference thing? Was it because you needed it to work and then do it again, but in reverse? Oh, I know a great little trick for that. Instead of using a bunch of logic, use some event gate and a rotator. That's how I do stuff like that. And then you can set the speed of the rotator to speed it up or slow it down. Just have it set to specific to where it happens at specific angles using the event gate. That's how my fold out ladder works that I showed off in the short. Oh, welcome to the stream, y'all. Well, if you want to do something like that to another ship, I'd recommend doing the rotator method. That's the best method I found for ABC CBA style stuff. It cuts down on logic a lot too. I thought that'd give me more salvage. The way I would do it is have it set up on a rail system, and then have the what the fuck is that what called? That one for each floor at varying levels. I think that would work with. I'm pretty sure that works with the rails. That thing did not give us as much salvage as I would like. Hopefully that gives us some salvage. They gave us an okay amount of salvage. That's a beefy boy. Got any paints in mind for it yet? Do you have any paint jobs in mind for it? I find that silver looks good on most things. Well, I'm sure it'll look very good regardless of what you pick. Nice, nice. You gonna have a onboard hanger? I know it's a cruiser and not a carrier, but some cruisers have small hangars. Nice. Oh, that gave us some tasty scrap. All right. What would you consider that red chip I'm using right now? Nice. I'd keep a miner, a fighter, and a repair ship. It's a jacks of all trade ships. It's not built to be a fighter anyway. The only thing it could be considered a weapon on is the mining lasers, and they don't really work very well. My hand laser is better at doing this job because it has the mod on it that makes it do strat better. Well, apparently this one was alive too. Sometimes they're alive, sometimes they're not. I think sometimes the dev forgets to remove the starter block, and the game thinks it's alive. What about corvettes? I'd say that a corvette's probably a stepping stone between a small fighter and a cruiser. I'm sort of going off of No Man's Sky logic for that one, to be honest. There's also freighters and frigates. They're probably about the same size as a cruiser, but they have different roles. No Man's Sky is a really good game. I played on my Xbox though with my buddies. I usually play the bigger games on my Xbox, and I like to use my PC for games I can only get on PC. Because let's face it, most AAA's run better on console. My experience, anyway. I would like it if No Man's Sky didn't make it so expensive to make a custom small ship. Because you have to buy a ship, then you have to scrap it, and you only get one part from it. It's just ridiculously expensive. I would like it to where you could either just buy the parts outright, like you can with the Corvettes, or you get all the parts from the ship that you scrap. But you don't get any money or nanites in return for it if you do that route. I think that sounds fair. Yeah, that'd be good too. Me and my buddy, we found this little planet and the equivalent of the space ghetto, and we're constantly attacked by pirates, but we found a nice little paradise world we made our home on. Yeah, I hear it's ridiculously easy to make lots of money on that game. Like even I accidentally made like a 150 million by accident because I was getting a bunch of fossils. I was playing the game for 2 days, my guy, and I already became a multi-hundred millionaire. I immediately blew it all on a Corvette. The dev probably won't ever add this, but it'd be cool if when you're using this mining laser, it would leave scorch marks so you could draw shit. That'd be fun. While something else to do while you're doing this sort of thing. If you have a big canvas like this, you can kind of do it, but it's not really the way I would like. I know it's a good value for money, but if I find Corvette parts, I like to keep them for upgrades. Yeah. See, look, I have that module on it. Makes getting scrap faster, and you theoretically get more of it. This literally outperforms the mining beams on my ship, by the way, for some reason. That's why I'm out here doing it. And I'm considering building a dedicated scrapper, so with a giant intake for the scrap and large lasers to melt it down more efficiently than my handheld laser. Normally, I would go to a planet for this, because the mining ship is good for getting locked a small amounts of scrap, but these ones give you a lump sum, and they can't really handle that. And there's no planets that have wrecks in my system. Actually, a lot of my iron comes from the scrap field. It's easier than digging it up. I really hope they properly do the handheld stuff in this game because it's real buggy right now, and I guess that's why it's not officially in survival. And you can kind of there's a bug to get it in survival that I tried out, and it's just not like cooperating with anything. The second you get into a vehicle, it will call strange physics off if it's strange physics to happen, even if it's just in your inventory. You don't even have to be holding it. It just has to be in your inventory. But a handheld dedicated miner would be very nice. It could add a reloading mechanic to swap out the power battery thing. That's where we're gonna go mine that corrugated one right in front of us. That's the ship. little suffocating never hurt nobody, right? All right. All right. Let's just keep on mining. Keep on mining. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. If you're wondering why I didn't greet you as soon as you join, it's because my viewer count takes a moment to update. I try to greet all my new viewers. Or returning viewers. I just go on when the count goes up. It doesn't tell me who's watching. Alright, there we go. That's excellent. Well, if you end up not needing it, you've got room for another room. There's nothing wrong with cosmetic rooms. You can make it a crew cabin or a mess hall. That way, everyone has a nice view of the sky while you eat. You know, a nice skylight would be nice. You see that tiny little blue dot right there? That's where we live. Right about there. All right. Ooh, what about a big fucking gun that folds out of the top? That'd be sick. Okie dokie. I've experimented with them. They are a little buggy though, but they should get the job done. Let's see if we can find us another tasty chunk. Peace. The lights don't actually work super well. I was just trying to see if I could see what was going on, and it doesn't really work properly yet. Doing a quick check. You have to be like right up on it for the light to work. I'm fairly sure the flashlight on your helmet has more range. Oh, you'll find something to show you. Alright, see, look. Look how close I have to get to it for it to actually shine. Hello, welcome. Meanwhile, from here, I can see it shining all the way back here with my headlamp. How you doing today, my friend? And it's not from lack of light too. I got that really lit up. Do hope you're doing well. This one looks pretty tasty. We're just doing a little bit of mining. You know, it'd be nice in this game if there was a way to remote control your stuff. That way, I can bring my ship to me instead of having to waddle back there when I'm full. Sort of like Space Engineers. That'd be a nice feature. Also, explosives like as a block, so we can make missiles and such. Oh yeah, you can. You can do a lot of stuff in SC that you can't do here, but you can do a lot of stuff here that you can't do in SC as well. But the building system in this game is way better than Space Engineers. It's better. It's probably better than Space Engineers 2 as well, in my humble opinion. Anyway, I haven't tried Space Engineers 2 yet. I'm waiting for it to have some more meat on its bones. Yeah, but yeah, you can literally like use the merge block to build missiles on your ship to have like tracking AI and everything, and then go to a repair station. If you have the blueprint saved on a projector dock on board the ship, you can just load the missiles right back up. So when you have the material, that is. Yeah, definitely. But don't sleep on Space Engineers, though. Space Engineers is a good game, and it does do things better than Starship Evo does. But you know, Starship Evo has the building down packed. Another thing I'd like to see in Starship Evo that Space Engineers has is more varied textures for your ships, like more glossy, more you know, just different paint styles and textures. I can also still see how some people might prefer Space Engineers just because it's the simpler systems in it in terms of the varying sizes and stuff, you know, just for simplicity's sake. But still, Starship Evo is better for detailed stuff. You can make space stuff in Trollmakers too if you didn't know that. Trollmakers as well, not Trollmakers 2. That doesn't exist, at least not yet. Let me show y'all this great little trick I picked up for when you're running out of space for a single material. Ta-da! If you put it in the input, it's practically unlimited. I actually forgot that was in there. I heard Everspace has a pretty decent crafting system. I looked up gameplay of it, and to me, it just looks like Space Engineers, but not as good. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah, be sure to let me know how it works. I'm interested in this subject. You gonna have an onboard factory as well? Keep it up, keep it repaired. Having a self-sustaining ship is never a bad thing. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, another cool feature they could add to this game is make it where when you discover a planet, you can name it. Like in No Man's Sky. That is true. This game's made by like one dude though, so I cut it some slack. I've been keeping up with this game since before I had a PC, so this was literally the second game I bought. The first one was Gearbox. Hello, Ragnar. How are you doing? Nice to see you again. I didn't know about it before it was called Starship Evo. I believe it was called Something Skies or something like that. Oh, I'm suffocating. Sky Wanderers, yeah. The game just did me dirty. I did close the door. It bugged, though. I had to open it so I could close it again. See, look, the door's closed and it's saying leak. It was being mean to me. The game wanted me to die. Yeah, it'd probably be a wise idea, but my ship's not big enough for an airlock. Yep, that's how this game goes. You build something, you run out of materials, you get more materials, continue building it, and that goes on until it's done, or you had an aneurysm. I'm pretty sure that was my first death. Thank you, Ragnar. I appreciate the support. All right, man. Appreciate it. Takes 97 years to spacewalk from this wreck to my ship while holding 3 times the amount of cargo I'm supposed to have. It's like shipping, it'd be there in 3 to 5 business days. Just about there. Let's stick you in there. See if we can breathe a little. There we are. Hopefully that door thing doesn't happen to us again. That was really inconvenient. But hey, this game's in early alpha, so not early alpha, but it's early access, so and made by one dude, like I said earlier, so I forgive it. Death isn't super punishing in this game, at least not at the moment. Hello, welcome to the stream. I just noticed you joined. I'm just doing a little space salvaging right now. No one chatting. I respond to the chat, so feel free to type away. I love interacting with viewers. Yummy, yummy. Wrapped in my backpack. Okay, apparently my mic's been muted this whole time because I'm a dumbass. I don't know how it got muted. Sorry about that, y'all. No, sir, I'm just an idiot. I don't know how it got muted, but it was muted somehow. Good old streaming difficulties, right? Well, if you're just joining us or joined in the time I've been silent this whole time, welcome to the stream, and I apologize for my stupidity. Feel free to chat as I try to respond to chat. You just always can't hear me because sometimes, as you just saw, I'm a moron. If I go silent too long, please type in the chat saying we can't hear you or something because I'm always trying to keep the conversation going. Or are you still there or something like that? That would be very much appreciated. I hope everyone's having a good day, and if they're having, I hope your evening is better. We're just about done with this chunk, and then we'll probably head to the purple planet and get some water, and then head home. It's pretty much on the way. Did y'all hear what I said when I died in the doorway? Because the game fucking glitched on me, and I shut the door, but my thing didn't pressurize, and it caused me to experience an early retirement. I think that's the first time I died in this world. Yeah, I noticed that the life support likes to be a little buggy sometimes too. Well, it killed me earlier, so because my cabin didn't pressurize when I closed the door. But I find if you hit it with the link tool, it will usually fix itself. Oh, I need air. So, what's everyone else up to tonight? I am keeping an eye on the chat if you want to chat, and this time will hear me because I know my mic's not muted. If you have a scrapyard nearby, I'd recommend that or some derelict ships on your planet, because I find that scrap gives you far more iron than the ores usually do. This game is going to be so lit with multiplayer. Every friend group who plays this game is going to have the designated materials bitch. I have this friend I play with on my Xbox. If he ever gets a PC and this game, he's probably going to be the materials bitch because he likes doing stuff like this. I wonder if they're going to do like full big dedicated servers so like Space Engineers does. I know that he's not a giant company; he's just a single dev. But having the ability to let players host their own massive servers would be nice. I just want to be clear: I don't expect him to support a server. It'd be nice if he would give us the option to do it. But I'll probably just play peer to peer with my friends. There we go. There we go. And we are done with that junk. Yeah, it would. if it was my way, not only would it be have the dedicated client server service, but it would also be on all the platforms as well. But I'm not sure that the Switch 2 would be able to run this. But it is possible this might come to console one day, you know. Minecraft was initially developed by one dude, you know, and now it's everywhere. But I don't think he's gonna sell it off like Notch did. You know, this is like a passion project for him. Indeed. Alright, next we're gonna go to Purple Planet. Where is it? I know it's somewhere around here. It's not far from here. Find the sun first. Oh, there's Purple Planet. But how funny would it be if this game could run on the Switch and Switch 2? By some miracle. This game is pretty well optimized, though. I bet if he really tried, he could probably get it to run on some really weak hardware. My mom's laptop can kind of run it. Not great, but it can run it. The atmosphere on this planet's not believable. That's why I didn't build the base here. A purple planet would have been pretty lit, though, but there's almost no land. It's a water world. Alright, it's not taking on water. I need to go touch the vents. Okay, let's see if we can take on some water now. on work. Right, that one's working. These things are a little buggy, I find. Tip is slow anyway. There we go. We got some water. Next, we're gonna grab fuel at the sun on the way home. Autopilot. Yeah, apparently autopilot's being problematic right now. I don't understand. What do you mean a link in this chat? Uh, I'm not sure it will work in the stream because someone tried to send an image yesterday. But you can try putting a link in the chat if it will let you. I think you gotta make sure your screenshot's uploaded as well. That's usually how I get my thumbnails before I edit them for the video. Is I take a screenshot via Steam, like most other creators. All right, I'll check that out right when we stop. Did you post the link? Because it's not showing up for me. I don't see a link. I'm gonna do a quick field modification to see if this fixes or somewhat fixes an issue real quick. You have a button in here somewhere. Button, button, button. Yes, I do. So we're going to put a button right there. No, but they have an issue where they don't want to work immediately, so I'm hoping that's like a quick switch on and off will fix it. Doesn't seem to be doing the trick. Have to switch in here. I'm not seeing a switch. We'll make one. I know we got the material. There we are. Alright, we're fueling now. Alright, now we're going to go back home. That's purple planet, which means we move that way. Get him about there. The switch did end up working better, by the way. I think. Those fluid suckers are a little buggy. No, it's not the logic. It's those fluid collectors. They sometimes they just refuse to work until you go into their inventory or configuration, whatever it is. Very weird. Logic usually works for me, in my experience. I don't do super complicated stuff, though, to be fair. The O2H2 maker was giving me some headaches, too. I had to put a valve on them, and because regardless if they were set to on or off, they were still sucking up water and making oxygen and fuel. It was very irritating. Just so you know, when I do stream, I usually start at 7 p.m. EST. If you'd be interested to be here from the start. I might make streaming a weekly thing for Saturdays, in case I don't have motivation or an idea for a video that week, which happens more often than not right now. Because streaming this is fine content, but making this a video is kind of boring because a lot of the fun with the streaming is being able to interact with viewers. But me just mindlessly mining away for for an hour and a half isn't exactly a peak entertainment. That's why I tend to skip or speed it up in my videos. But it's a lot more entertaining when you can interact with your viewers and vice versa. For both me and the viewers. Something I want to do after we finish making the base is I want to build a fighter. I have an idea for one I think will be really cool. And hopefully effective as well, because, small fighters in this game tend to be a little underwhelming. Yeah, I see that. I think a lot of my thinking is where I used to build stuff for a faction and space engineers. I built small stuff that's cheap to swarm the enemy. Home sweet home. Okay, first we're gonna grab this scrap from the side here. Look at all that yummy scrap. Delicious. Alright, let's send it. It's like 10,000. It's like almost 10,000. That should keep us pretty healthy for a while. Alright, since I don't think it's going to be exactly entertaining to watch this cook down for probably 3 hours or so, I'm going to end the stream here. I'd like to thank you all for coming and watching and hanging with me today. And let me know if you'd like to make this a weekly thing to where I stream on Saturdays. Alright, thank you all for watching and have a pleasant evening.